This week marked the end of the so-called dog days of summer, a time when many head to the coast for some relaxation and to escape the heat. And for many in New England, that means going to the Cape. In part 2 of our 3-part series on the history and beauty of the Cape Cod National Seashore, we visit the outer dunes of Provincetown. Within this protected landscape, there are 19 shacks of various shapes and sizes that have served as the inspiration for many great works of American literature. Producer Dave Frazier takes us on a tour of this historic region of the Outer Cape as we continue to celebrate 60 years of the Cape Cod National Seashore.
The dunes on the outer beach of Cape Cod were formed as a result of early settlers cutting down the trees. With nothing to hold the sandy soil in place, the land was shaped and eroded by each passing storm. When the dunes became part of the Cape Cod National Seashore, access was carefully restricted to minimize further damage. To see them, one must either hike in via one of the park's approved trails or be driven in by a guide from Arts Dune Tours, the only tour guide company that has allowed access to the dunes by vehicle.
It's always a treat out here because it's so different every trip, between the lighting, the clouds, the colors, the vegetation, the people's interest and the questions, so between all of that, every single tour, every single day is different.
Rob Costa and his family have been taking people on tours of the dunes since 1946. His dad started the business after returning home from World War II.
He ended up buying a 1936 Ford Woody, and he started his own company because he loved it so much, and he started running people out here in the dunes and giving them kind of a thrill ride.
Tucked into the dunes of Provincetown are a number of small shacks with a rich history. These dune shacks were originally constructed as life-saving huts for Coast Guardsmen in the late 1890s, but most were built in the 1920s and 30s and used by the artist colony in Provincetown. The shacks provided solitude and a chance for creative inspiration.
To go out to experience a dune shack is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's magical. For someone to give you the opportunity of solitude in the National Seashore, in one of the most beautiful places on earth, I can't imagine how you couldn't be inspired.
It's about a 2-mile walk through soft sand from your car to reach the dune shacks. They have no running water and no electricity. There are kerosene lamps for light and wells dug in the sand for hand-pumping drinking and washing water. Photographer Julie Tremblay hikes out to the shacks often.
I started going out to the dunes to shoot just the dunes, and I discovered the shacks, and then I started doing some research, and it became like sort of this quest, like this really fun treasure hunt to try to find them all and figure them out.
One of the most famous early residents of the dune shacks was playwright Eugene O'Neill, but they have also drawn the likes of Tennessee Williams, Jackson Pollock, Norman Mailer, and E.E. Cummings. Today, several nonprofits in Provincetown help the National Park Service with summer residency programs.
If you want a clean composition, it's a great place to go because you've got huge expanses going out. You've got the ocean, you've got these incredible skies, you got the sand, you've got the light is crazy beautiful. This is about 5 o'clock in the morning, and what was great was that the moon setting and the sun rising were happening within like 10 minutes of each other. So the sun is just coming up and it's just hitting the top, and you can see it hitting the tips of the fence. So the sun is still on the way up and the moon is, on its way down. So that was kind of a nice bonus.
For me, that was a next level experience on Cape Cod. I didn't walk out to the dune shacks or even out to that landscape till I was 40. When you get to the top and you feel like you're in the Gobi Desert and you've never seen anything like that on Cape Cod, I just had that thought when I was 40 and did that, like, how did it take me this long to get to this spot?
Rob Costa and his crew continue to introduce visitors to this backshore environment of Provincetown by way of his dune tours. This year, his company will celebrate 75 years. Inspiration and creativity seem to go hand in hand on the outer beach. Artists flock here for the solitude, the love of the land, and the creativity it inspires, and families still come and raise their children.
I took my mom on a dune tour many years ago, We drive by Ray Wells' shack and she tells everybody in the truck I was conceived behind it. I'm like, oh my God, Mom. That was like a mic drop moment. But it was a true story. So like, I got married out here to my husband, Rob. And that's why, because I was conceived and, you know, get married. And you know, when I die, if I can get some ashes out here, that would be good too.